One of the questions I get asked the most is, how do I improve the quality of my video? And the answer is pretty simple. You gotta improve your lighting. Lighting is single-handedly one of the most underrated and most important parts of filmmaking, or filming in general, or just making YouTube videos. It's insanely important. And I've been doing lighting for about 8 years now. I've been doing lighting for theater as well as for video production, so I've gotten some experience with using lights. So today I'm gonna show you 3 simple techniques to improve the lighting in your videos. All right, so the first technique is utilizing natural light. And I'm actually filming using natural light right now. I'm just standing off to the side of a couple windows that I have in my room. Natural light is kind of bouncing, the sun is bouncing light off of everything outside and coming in through the window. Now, the thing I like about natural light is that it's natural light. It's not something, it doesn't look like a light is shining on someone's face. It actually looks like there's just natural light coming into the room. It's filling the back space here. It looks really good. And one thing to avoid when using natural light, if the sun's shining directly at your face, if you have direct sunlight kind of coming at you, you're gonna get really harsh shadows. It's gonna hurt your eyes. It's just not, it's not a good deal. But if you kind of stand at an off angle where light's kind of shining somewhere else and reflecting back at you, that's gonna be a much better situation. Now, natural light's great, but you also have consistency issues. The sun's gonna do what the sun does, and you have a lot of, weather conditions going on. Sometimes clouds come overhead, and it's just, the conditions change. And some videos you do need to have lighting be fairly consistent. And it's really hard when you're filming in the morning and you get those nice cooler tones, the cooler color temperatures, and then as you get into the afternoon and into the early evening, you start to get more warmer color temperatures. That really causes problems with your video and consistency issues in general. So that's something that you might want to be careful of. Now, for the second lighting technique, you're gonna need a flashlight and a white bed sheet. Alrighty, let's see, how does this look? Better than I expected, to be honest. Now, this is using a flashlight and a bed sheet. Now, the entire bed sheet isn't necessary. You don't need the whole thing, and I probably needed a more powerful flashlight anyway, but yeah, this still doesn't look too bad. Now, I did have to up the exposure on the ISO, as well as open the aperture up just a little bit more, so to let more light into the camera, but overall, this isn't bad. Now, if you don't have a full frame camera, I would recommend getting a decently powerful flashlight. I mean, this is probably what? 10, 15 bucks. I can't see this costing any more than, 15, 20 bucks, and the flashlight's probably gonna be the most expensive part of this little setup here. And it's pretty funny, I actually duct taped my flashlight to one of my cheap tripods I don't really use anymore, so it's like, hey, this kind of works out. But yeah, overall, not too bad. I would position it a little differently here. Actually, hold on, pause. Here, let's move this over here just ever so slightly. I mean, that's kind of better, not really any difference. But yeah, this is something that is gonna require some kind of playing around with, just figuring out what works, what doesn't. This is kind of a jerry-rig strategy, but it can work. Now, why the bed sheet? Why is the bed sheet important? Well, it's acting as a diffuser, so when light comes in, it's not so harsh. So if I were to move the bed sheet, look at that. Now that flashlight's right in my face. But when we put the flashlight down, it's acting as a diffuser to where it's not so harsh on my face, and it's evening out shadows. Now, this is a pretty thick bed sheet, so I'd probably get a thinner bed sheet as well as probably a more powerful flashlight. Now, one thing you're probably seeing is some little lines going on here. That's because this flashlight's refresh rate, it's just not fast enough for the camera. So the camera is detecting kind of like I don't know what this is called, but yeah, it's basically lines that the light is giving. That happens sometimes with that back colored floodlight as well as with the neon sign. So it happens sometimes, something to be aware of. Again, getting a higher quality flashlight probably would help this situation, because this flashlight is not doing too well. All right, let's move on to technique number 3. Oh, this is a lot better. Now, the third way to improve the lighting in your videos is, well, to get an actual light. Now this is a super simple, super easy method to use. I use these these Dasny LED panels, and I really enjoy using them. They're by color. I can change the color temperature of this light if I want it to be cooler, if I want it to be warmer. I can do whatever. And the goal with lighting is to kind of try to get that natural look, the really nice, smooth look that you get from natural light coming through the window like we did earlier, but trying to mimic that and recreate that with studio lights so that we can actually have consistency. Now again, we're using a softbox here. Let me show you what I'm using. All right, this is a diffused softbox, and oh gosh, this is what it looks like. Now this is doing pretty much what the bed sheet was doing and acting as a diffuser, so that when we take the light, we shine it through this, it's gonna be a nice even light. It's gonna look smooth. The shadows aren't gonna be super harsh on your face, especially if you're like somebody like me that wears glasses. It's gonna look a lot better. When I first got these lights, I ran them without a diffuser for a while, and it's like, it just didn't look to the part and to the style that I was looking for. Now with lighting kits, they can get kind of pricey. I mean, I'm not saying go out and buy an Aperture 120D. Those can get very expensive. But when you look on Amazon, they do sell basic lighting kits that have a light, that have a softbox, that can help you with your lighting for under $100. And I think that's a great value. And I think I've seen them as low as like 40 bucks on Amazon. So, you know, if I only use one for the most part to film these videos. So if you only can get one, that's not a bad deal. Again, lighting is so important when it comes to video work. It can really help increase the production value of your video. And the thing is, a lot of people, they say, you know, oh, I just need to get a better camera. And that's not really the case. A lot of times, you just need better lighting. And you can improve your lighting by trying to manipulate natural light, trying to, you know, utilize windows and other aspects like that. Or you can use a flashlight and a bed sheet if you'd like. You could jerry rig something up like that. Or you can invest in some studio lights, like from on Amazon or someplace like that, and really up your production game. But yeah, those are the 3 techniques that I would recommend using to increase the production value of your video and to help you get better lighting in your videos. Now, I would love to know what your thoughts are and what you think. If you use lights, what lights do you use? Do you use any studio lights? Do you use one of these techniques that I already talked about? Would love to see what you guys do in the comments down below. And real quick, before we end the video, just want to give a quick shout out to my friend Tommy. Commented farewell Lumix on the last video. Thanks for watching all the way through, Tommy. I know you've been supporting the channel for a while, so I appreciate you, my friend. He's also a lighting guy as well. And if you guys want a little love, a little shout out in the next video, put in the comments. Let's see, what's the phrase? Where do we want to go? Let there be light. Yeah, sure, let there be light. Why not? Go ahead and put that in the comments down below. That way I know you watched all the way through, and I'll be sure to pick somebody to give a little shout out, a little love in the next video. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you. If you guys like this video, be sure to hit that like button. If you want to see more content like this, be sure to hit that subscribe button. But with that, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you, and I will be sure to see you in the next one.